Hey everybody, welcome back. I am here with another plan with me in my memory spread planner. Big breath time. This time I'm using a kit by the Penny Pages. So this is a wonderful shop by Destiny McLean and love her kits. So she uses the same paper. Wow, that sounded very like snake-like there. She uses the same paper as I do, the unicorn paper, really, really smooth and everything. And so I was trying to be all fancy here and try to lay down that foil overlay. Totally segueing for just a minute. Totally trying to be fancy and do that overlay on top of the washi before lifting it up. Yeah, it didn't work. I'll just stick to putting the foil down over everything once I put it down. And this is where I realized that that's what I need to do. Yeah. Genius, Amanda. Genius. Anyways, so I don't know if I put this in a haul or then deleted it or if I posted it, but I'll just go ahead and say it here anyways. Besides the fact that you're going to see my head again. Just like any of the other videos, gotta put my head in the frame. You gotta know that it's a real person and not just random hands coming out. It's me. Okay, so I got this kit. I thought it was super, super cute. Got it during the October TBC sale, I want to say, is when I got it. I don't think it was the November. It may have been the November one. Anyways, the last 3 months of 2019 kind of blurred together, so I apologize. Either way, I got this kit with the intention of using it in January, but I wasn't completely fond of like the pink and the peachy color in it. It wasn't really my jam, so to speak. Getting the kit and seeing it all together, totally love the pink and the peach with these two colors of blue. Like, seriously, my initial judgments were very, very wrong, and I am publicly admitting that. And we all have them, but I am publicly admitting that my judgment upon pink and peach for a kit was completely wrong. Now, I use a lot of pinks in my kit, and I'm not normally a pink person. Anybody will tell you that, but apparently I use them a lot in my kits. It is what it is. I'm really, really glad I decided to go with this kit. And even though it isn't snowing or horrible weather in South Texas, I definitely like to get winter-esque feels during the month of January, just because of the fact that I grew up in Utah. I'm used to snow. Hot cocoa weather sounds really great. We don't drink a lot of hot cocoa around here because it isn't cold enough for us. Now, the people here in South Texas will tell you that it is cold weather. They will even look at you funny if you are out on a 45-degree weather day in a short sleeve shirt. To me, it doesn't bother me. Unless it's that like cold snapping wind, then it will bother me. But if it's just kind of windy, but there isn't really that coldness to it, it doesn't bother me. But apparently the ladies at Costco will ask me a million times and give me funny looks and ask me why I'm in the cold section. Aren't you cold? No, I am not, because I grew up in Utah. I also spent years in Idaho. I'm used to this weather. Do I like it? Not particularly, but I'll take it. And at least it's not snowing, so I'm okay. And we had a bad storm roll in. Was it the night before? No, it wasn't the night before. It was the night before that. Anyways, we had a bad storm roll in this last week, Thursday or Friday night. I don't remember when it was. And we ended up getting a tornado warning. And so we spent some time downstairs. We were charging phones. We were watching the news on TV. It's always fantastic and fun time. Not. True story. I am deathly afraid of tornadoes, you guys. Deathly afraid. I don't know of anybody that isn't scared of tornadoes, but I didn't grow up in a place with tornadoes, so I really do start to freak out. I'm a little frustrated that Texas doesn't have basements like I did in Utah. I feel that having a basement down there to be able to tunnel your way, have a tunnel to your Anyways, I'm completely out there, weird, deathly afraid, and I would really love a basement that has a tunnel to my tornado shelter type thing. That's what I would really, really love, but is really not something I'm going to get. So I have to make do. Luckily, we have a downstairs, not a basement, but downstairs we have a bathroom that is central into our house that would be the best place for us. Heaven forbid that a tornado hits. Just like when we lived in base housing here down in San Antonio, we had a house that had a area underneath the stairs, and we ended up having a tornado happen not too far from us when we were there, and we hunkered down under the stairs. And that's kind of when we moved into that house, we had very much solidified that nothing was going to go in that understairs portion. We would put some bean bags in there, but it would definitely be the area for if a tornado ever hit, that's where we would go. And we made friends with our neighbors and said, hey, if it ever happens, because I know these are not really set up for tornadoes and we kind of are out in the open over here, which is really weird. Feel free to come running over if you ever feel like you need to. You can hunker down with us in our under the stairs little center. Anyways, holy cow. This was not the story I was going to tell on this video. Okay. Wow. I texted my husband. I said, hey, I need a story. I need a story to tell on this next Plan With Me video. Voiceovers are actually the best way that I can do these videos because, one, I can speed them up so you're not watching for too long. And two, it allows me to focus on what I'm talking about, even when I say a million and one times, because college speech has not solidified in my head that when I'm speaking, I probably shouldn't say like and and well and have really odd pauses, because that's not what you're supposed to do. But you know what? Screw college speech 101. I do what I want to do. Okay. Anyways, I don't do live Plan With Me's, partially because, one, they take me about 45 minutes to an hour to get done. And it's really hard for me to talk and plan at the same time. I feel like I get even more discombobulated than I am already. And then I also have 4 kids and they love to come bug me. So they want to see what I'm doing. They come in and sometimes they need hugs. And while I'm sure the majority of you wouldn't mind if that happened, especially you saw my kid's head during one video, it distracts me a little bit from what I'm trying to do because I'm trying to focus so hard. Wow, and I'm just segueing into total opposite things. So I'd asked my husband what I needed to talk about during this video. Like, give me a topic. I need something. Because on the last Plan With Me, I'd already talked about breaking my toe. What else did I talk about? Oh, I talked about the food. Talked about going back to dance. So I needed something else to talk about. So, like, talk about the day that you called me in the morning, which was this last Saturday. So this last Saturday, I woke up and just had a butt ton of energy. Like, a ton. Okay? Which is actually a really great thing. I had to pick up groceries, ended up having to go to Costco. I had a lot of errands to run that day on Saturday. And so I got up, went and got groceries, came back home, got showered, got breakfast, and then headed off to Costco. Well, by the time I headed off to Costco, I decided to call my husband and FaceTime him, and he was still dead asleep. And he was like, who is this person? Who is this person? This is not my wife. She's chipper and bouncy and all over the place. And I'm not normally a bouncy, chipper person. It's something that very rarely happens. So he was like concerned, like, is my wife, like, what's she on? Or is she dying? I'm sure that thought went through his head because I was just off the wall chipper and stuff. But I was prepped and I was ready to go and I was motivated. I'm going to tell you guys that I think it's because I've decided to eat better. not that I was, okay, truth time. I was eating horribly for the majority of 2019. End of story. 2019 was just, it was a bad year. And I was just eating horribly. And I decided, I'd stopped really cooking a lot of meals in 2019 and stuff. And I decided to get back to that. And in the last plan with me, I went over all the meals that we cooked and had a great time. So yeah, we did that. So I'm attributing a lot of that to just making better food choices. I love food, all types of food. I'll eat and cook and eat and cook and eat and cook and eat and cook. And I love that. But obviously, if you're not nourishing your body with good, healthy food, it's going to catch up with you. And it caught up with me in 2019. And so changes needed to be made. Likewise, I'll make those changes for my daughter too, because I would like to see if anything is affecting her. And stuff. And plus, I don't want my children to have bad habits that I do. I have really bad habits from growing up, and I don't want them to have those bad habits. And now that they're getting into those teen years where they're able to make their own decisions and stuff, I want them to make better decisions than what I did. I want them to go, you know what? I don't need to eat this stuff. I need to make better choices. So we always want better for our children, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. And hopefully it'll stick. So, had this off the wall energy, okay? Like tons of energy. And it scared my husband, and he was just like, whoa. But you know what? I ended up getting so much done on that Saturday, and I'm actually really, really thankful. And ended up closing up shop, is how we like to say, shutting everything down for the night, as we talk about closing up shop. For the night at a normal time. Everybody had gotten into baths, into showers. We were prepped and ready to go to church for the next morning. And I decided that I was going to watch a Plan with Me on the little TV that I have in my bedroom that I hook my camera up to so I can see myself to make sure I'm in frame the entire time when I'm filming these videos. Anyways, sometimes I will watch the Plan with Me's, normally Caitlin's, because her voice is very, very calming. And it usually bores my daughter to death and she falls asleep. Well, Caitlin just so happened to be planning with one of my kids, and my daughter was like, oh my gosh, Mom, look, it's one of your kids. Why does she have your kit? Why is she planning with it? Oh my gosh, why does she have it? And I'm just like, okay, enough with the 112 questions here, kid. Just go to sleep. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Didn't work. We went through that Plan with Me, which was 45 minutes long. We then watched some How It's Made on YouTube, because if we're going to watch something, you're going to learn something. None of that bored her to death for her enough to go to sleep. And I'm like, dude, you just got to go to sleep. And she's like, but Mom, I'm not tired. And I'm like, well, I am. So, yeah. So we proceeded to get there. I'm like, fine, I'll just shut everything down and I'm going to go to sleep. And you can just stay there looking up at the ceiling, whatever you want to do. That pseudo worked until she swallowed funny. You know when you swallow funny, especially like when you're first dozing off to sleep and you end up getting into a coughing fit because you're like choking on your own saliva? Yeah, that's what happened to her. Except for us, because she has cyclic vomiting syndrome, it's an immediate hurry and grab the bucket because we don't know what's going to happen. Luckily, no vomit, you guys. Yes, no vomit. But it woke her up and proceeded to have me go get her another bottle of water, and then she was like wide awake, and so was I, because jumping up out of your bed because you don't know if something's gonna happen, I mean, it was crazy. So then we're sitting there and I'm like, well, I'm not going to turn the TV back on because that's no bueno for anybody's sleep solution. So I pulled out the phone and I'm like, well, I'm just going to play some repetitive motion games on my phone. That's definitely a one player. She doesn't get to look at it. She gets to look at it, but she doesn't get to play it. Didn't bore her to death either. I was like, my goodness, darling, come on, you gotta go to sleep. You gotta go to sleep because we gotta be up early tomorrow. And sure enough, eventually she went to sleep, but we didn't get to sleep till about midnight. And then the next day while we're sitting there at church, she's like, I'm tired. I want to lay in your lap. And I'm like, okay, you can lay in my lap. It's fine. Not a big deal. But you should have gone to bed last night. And she's like, well, you should have just let me sleep in. And I was like, oh, we got a Miss Sassy Pants on our hand. So my daughter, who will be 7 next month, is sassy. End of story. She's a sassy little girl. And she puts me in my place all the time. I'm like, how does that work? But I want to say she probably learned from the best. So that's those stories. And then everybody at church was coming up to me, is like, she's such a doll. She's so adorable. I love her in classes. She's so sweet. And I'm like, who are you talking about? Because the girl I know, she's sassy and gives death stares. Oh gosh, you guys, she has the best death stare in the world. I should probably record it and put it on my Instagram stories one of these times. But seriously, she's got like the best death stare in the world. But yeah, she's 7 going on 30. She's sassy and crazy and fun, and I absolutely adore her. She's the best thing in the world. After 3 boys, having a little girl is the best thing in the world. Granted, if I was given a 4th boy, I wouldn't have any qualms about it, because I just love my children regardless. It's been amazing. It's been fun. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm going to put the last couple of stickers, probably just one more sticker, let you see the wonderful spread. This kit courtesy of the Penny Pages. If you like it, comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. We'll see you later. Bye.